Yeah. And what we say, New York City.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? Battletech here with another video, and I do promise I'll try to keep this quick because I don't have anything written down or planned. I just want to share some thoughts with you guys, and I want to hear what you guys have to say in the matter. Okay, so this past weekend, ESPN aired the Street Fighter V Final 8 live on ESPN2, and I love this. I love the whole presentation they actually gave it. It's respect that it should have, because I mean, video games, I mean, they rake in so much money each year, and when you compare it to the other forms of entertainment, there's no comparison. So with that being said, I love to see video games on ESPN because, you know, the competition is great. You know, there's always a shit ton of people watching the live streams online, so why not? It seems like a natural progression. But there are some out there that absolutely hate this notion of having video games on ESPN. And, you know, Twitter was not short of people sharing their thoughts in this matter, which kind of prompted me to do this video. I wanted to do this a while ago, but it kind of slipped my mind and I put it on the back burner. So here we are today. It was just hilarious, man. Just the amount of salty as hell. Why are video games on TV? This isn't a sport. This isn't a sport. I don't want to see somebody sitting on their ass punching buttons on a controller. Blah, 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 blah. It's not a sport. It's not a sport. You know what else isn't a sport? A spelling bee. But that comes on ESPN, doesn't it? You know what else isn't a sport? Poker. But you sit around and you watch people play cards sitting on their ass playing cards, don't you? And probably one of the most ridiculous is the Nathan's hot dog eating championship. And I think that one just aired this year on ESPN. But I don't hear any gripes about that. You know, bowling, NASCAR, all these other things that are, you know, technically not sports. You know, they may be recreational activities or whatever, but they're on ESPN. Why? Because they're competing against each other, and just like sports, you know, competition, you know, tends to bring out the best in people and sometimes the worst in people, and you tune in and you watch high level competition in whatever it is. Poker, you watching high level poker players go at it, you know, and these guys, you know, I was talking with somebody earlier today, and you know, some of these guys are, you know, like math geniuses from MIT and different things like that. So there's a lot of number crunching going on there. You know, that's a skill. You don't just say one day I want to play poker. Oh, I can do that. I'm gonna just go and jump in the game. No, you gonna get wrecked every rep. I mean, and it's the same thing with video games, man. It's something about watching like two high level players that spend a lot of time. They dedicate a lot of time and practice into these games to get good, just like you would if you were a basketball player. You spend a lot of time in the gym, spotting up from different spots on the floor, working on your free throws and working on your left hand or whatever weaknesses you may have, so that you can compete at a high level and get better. And that's the same thing these guys do on Counter-Strike, on Street Fighter, or any other video game that you know people take seriously enough to, you know, hold tournaments and things like that for. I mean, it's serious business, and I don't know what the ratings numbers were, but I'm pretty sure they were pretty high. You know, I checked Nielsen today, and those numbers weren't up, but it was in the top 5 I think they track tweets and mentions and things like that, and it definitely was in the top 5 for sports and special events for Sunday. So, I mean, people are tuning in. I know I tuned in. You know, I don't DVR shit. You know, I'm, you know, Cody to the wheels fall off. But I DVR'd that shit, you know, because it was nice to see all the ESPN presentation and like shout out to, you know, Capcom and Evo. I mean, that whole stage they had set up right there with the 3 squares and the jumbo screen, man, that shit was nice, man. And they actually had the entire stadium, I mean, not stadium, but they had the entire auditorium. That shit was filled, and this wasn't a small auditorium. This thing was huge. So obviously there is an audience for it. You know, you may not understand you know, the joy that somebody may get from watching somebody play a game, but it's the same thing as somebody's into NASCAR and they're just watching left turns and left turns and left turns, and oops, he's filling up on gas so he can make some more left turns and left turns, and oops, you might get a crash, but you know, you're not trying to see nobody get hurt, but you know, at least something's going on. But you know, I'm all off the topic right now, but yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, because we had a couple discussions in Facebook groups and Google Plus communities about this whole video games on ESPN and just video games treated as an esport. Let me know what you guys think. I, for one, I'm all for it. More exposure. I mean, let's face it, man. They're the highest grossing form of entertainment out right now. So why not give it its time in its light? All right. Well, that wraps it up for me. Make sure you guys hit that like, share button. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and hit that dislike button too. You know, ain't no shame in it. Anyway, thank y'all for checking out the video. And as always, less trolling, more gaming, and I catch y'all on the next one. Peace.